Hi and welcome back to the Glory Days. This is episode 24, and in this episode we'll look at how we got on the transfer window as we try to build a squad capable of competing in the Champions Cup, followed by our games against last year's third place Lazio and Milan. So if you're looking forward to this episode, please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. The transfers, we have done a lot of our business early. It's currently the 4th of July. The transfer window is reopened. We have already brought Odriozola in on a permanent deal. Torreira also has been confirmed on a permanent deal. He's been good for us so far. In terms of outgoings for the end of last season, Amrabat and Januzaj left. I couldn't turn down the £23 million offer for Januzaj, and he goes. He's been a reliable player for us. Hold him in high regard. 28, he's in the prime years. Didn't really score many, but he got 7 assists, so he was contributing. Only got him for 6.75 million too, so we made quite a profit on that. And Amrabat left to go to Tottenham. He'd been one of our rotation players, mainly. You see, he played 14 games in the first season, not many. Second season he came in more, provided a little bit, but hopefully we have improved that area, so they're in here. First things first, after the events of last season, we have got in a backup goalkeeper. We brought in Matteo Perin from Zebra, sweeper keeper. Going to provide some decent backup. We'll probably play him in the cup games. I've done the usual thing with loans and brought him in. Say he's a first choice. He's definitely not first choice. Season our income was 117 million from transfers. We spent most of that on Coop Miners from Atalanta. He is a 4-star central midfielder, but he can also play in defensive midfield, and big chunk of money on Debo, but I wanted to add someone with a bit more quality next to Milinkovic. So we brought in Debo. It was between him and another defender. I ended up going with him. His work rate does frighten me a little bit. He's not particularly hardworking. I wouldn't say his stats are particularly amazing yet, but hopefully they develop too. And already he was much better than all the other defenders we had alongside Milinkovic. And on the outgoing side, we let Rodrigo Bacao go, who is actually one of my signings. If you look at his stats actually look, in terms of being a pure defender, they look better than Todibo. However, I wanted all the defenders to be ball playing, so I let him go. He's 27 as well, coming in his prime years. We'll see if that's a mistake. It was really good rating as well for us. Got our 6 million double door income. Mali also leaves, been nagging away for a long time, so he's gone to Real Hispalis. And Retsos, one of my signings, who I thought again was going to develop a bit more, and he did. He's still young, can develop more. Has been sold for 3 million. I got him on a free, so it's not a biggie. And a couple of youngsters went. That is our transfers, and at the moment our best squad looks like this going forward for next season. It looks like it's going to be Jakovsky in goal, Baragi at left back, Todibo partnering Milinkovic with Odriozola on the right. Some form of this in midfield, so Coop Miners, Torreira and Castrovoli. Coop Miners again can play in that role really well as either a deep line playmaker or ball winning midfielder, pretty much any of these. That allows Torreira then to be some point in this midfield. Again, he likes to be ball winning midfielder or that Carrillo. I quite like the Carrillo because it just adds that little bit of a bit more width again, and we'll keep on trying to develop Castrovoli, so he's meant to become a 3.5-star player at some point, and I hope that's soon. So I weighed him up against some of the people we could have brought in there. No one was really better for the money. The main area which I think we're weak in this season is the up front, so Vlahovic is a no-brainer. So Gonzalez is meant to become 3.5-star as well at some point. At 25, I hope again that's soon. And I hope these ratings increase. Like his mental stats, his physical stats are good. I haven't found anyone who we can afford that's better than him, but we've got him. And then Palacios on the other side. Now Palacios, and he's already worth more than what we signed him for. His development's not meant to continue much further than what it is now. It looks like a 3-star, which is a little bit disappointing. But also the main area that concerns me is I want all the players in that front three to be able to score. And his finishing is only at 10. So at the moment my thinking is we'll develop him this season. We only brought him in for 11 million. If we can get anywhere close to 32 million next season, he'll probably be out the door. Now I think that we've been winning the league every year because we had a big squad, and we've been able to rotate that squad without really losing any of the quality of that squad. So we've always had 3 stars, 2.5-star players to bring in. By selling some of those make-weight players, we may have just lost that a little bit, and we'll have to bring in either loans or sell someone to bring in higher quality still above what we've got, or just bring in loan players who are going to provide that backup. It would be great to get Martial back in. He scored quite a bit and he was only here for a short amount of time. His loan currently is too much money. We do have Kwame, who can come in up front. We've still got Jota, Sriracha, who hasn't really hit the ground running here. So we do have options for those front rows to rotate between, but they're not. I would like to have some better quality up there already. I think that the central midfield is where I think potentially that defensive midfielder role is somewhere we don't have a real backup. To have to rotate between Koopmeiners and Torreira in there, and then put Polgar in there as either Carrillo or Mazzala and just rotate between them. We have 3 youngsters in the subs bench, whereas we would have had 3 good players for the league last season. We're probably going to loan some of these players out. But yeah, you can see that Koopmeiners, even playing in this role, is 3.5 star deep line playmaker. Torreira at 3.5 star at Carrillo. Strawberry hopefully can improve. Todibo is also the upgrade, so 3.5 star, but I think we had between 3 star, 2.5 star last season. We are kind of generalising this just in star ratings for the moment. Odriozola though is just a 3-star player now, unlikely to develop anymore. The good thing is I did get him to reduce his wage to 85k instead of 160 or whatever it was he wanted initially. And Baraghi is also a 3-star, unlikely to improve much more. Same with Igor, so we're starting to get a clearer picture of where we need to improve, and that's where we are going into this new season. So we'll do the transfers, come back for Lazio and Zebra. And we head into our game against Lazio on some good news. Vlahovic has signed another new deal where he becomes a star player, paid the most amount of money at the club, 140k. A lot of additional bonuses, but he signed it, he's staying on. That does impact our finances. We are now well over the wage budget. So the only person we signed was Divock Origi in the end of the transfer window. He came in from Zebra on loan, 2.7 million. He's only played 4 games for Zebra in the past season. Didn't do that well. I'm hoping he does better for us. We needed a bit more backup on those wings to add a little bit more firepower. So we will head into this Lazio game with what we currently think is our best first 11. That is Dragowski in goal, Baraghi, Todibo, Milenkovic and Odriozola in the back 4. Koopmeiners, Torreira and Castrovoli in midfield. Gonzalez, Vlahovic and Palacios up front. I'm hoping that they'll fare better than they did in the last game and actually score some goals. Win the draw from our first 2 games, not ideal going into this. Lazio, however, have had a loss and a win, so not exactly better. And they've changed their formation to a 4-3-1-2, I believe that was. A little bit different from what it was last season. They have fallen off at the end of each season, so maybe they're trying to improve that. They have more central midfielders. When we kick off, we're at home. But Lazio have the first chance. Immobile, as always, gets in there, but he hits the post this time. He's a tough player to play against. He's been top scorer at both seasons. If you're looking for a reliable front man, he is it. We pick it up here. Gonzalez comes forward. Plays a through ball to Vlahovic. Vlahovic gets round but doesn't score. That has been how he's turned out at the beginning of the season. Not really hitting the goal. Considering he's just had a new contract, you'd hope he'd have a little bit more confidence and put that away. Not quite firing all cylinders quite yet. With a corner. It's in. However, Lazio get a chance to break on us. They have a couple of players up, but we had enough back and clear it. Baraghi plays a lovely ball over to Vlahovic. This time, I was going to say he doesn't miss, but he just puts it wide. Odriozola to Palacios, Koopmeiners, Vlahovic. All the way out to Baraghi now. Comes forward. Poor ball by Baraghi. Chance for Immobile, breaks on us this time. That is a clear penalty, and I believe that's a red card. Yeah, it was a clear penalty, but no red card. We got away with that one there. I thought he was the last man. Immobile steps up, and he puts it away. We have done well against Lazio in the past 2 seasons. It may be the fact we've sold a lot of players and made quite a few changes. I want to say we've made a few changes, but really we solidified the players we had. Torreira and Odriozola we kept with new contracts and signed them permanently. We then made... Wow, what a goal by Luis Alberto. It's 2-0 to Lazio. They're beating us in our home patch. this season looks like a tough one. We've tried to bring the more quality into the team, so yeah, we have Koopmeiners and Todibo at the back. We haven't really made any more changes than that, but it has affected the cohesion of the squad. And you can see we've actually had more shots, more on target. We just aren't putting them away now. Could they make it 3-0? Lazzari's trying. Alberto puts it into Berardi. Immobile puts it wide this time. It was well wide, poor effort from him. We will see if Origi can score an important goal for us. Palacios also not having the best of games. We'll bring on Jota. Change him to an inside forward. I believe Jota is the only one to have scored so far this season. That's how poor it's been. Bragi fires in from the free kick, and it is Jota who gets onto it from a head down by Vlahovic. But it's been reviewed and awarded. Nice little bit of play there. Vlahovic nodded it down into Jota's path, and he puts it away. Just what we needed. Another opportunity comes our way. Koopmeiners plays it out to Jota, but it's a very poor ball. Lazio pick it up. Again, they struggle to get anywhere. We almost knock it into our own net. Odriozola. We're up at the Lazio end. Odriozola to Koopmeiners. Plays it to Torreira. To Bragi. Bragi tries one of his, but it comes off the post. It's time to change to that 4-2-4. Šeško has his chance to shine. We're going 4-2-4. We're going to go for this. Vlahovic has not had a bad game. He just hasn't been able to put it back in the net. We collect it now. Torreira plays it there. Jota again. Jota tries to find Šeško, but he has it cleared in front of him. Todibo to Torreira. Torreira's just thrown to the floor. It's a bit late now, even if he does get sent off, for us to do much about it. Yep, it goes down as a 2-1 loss to Lazio. How important is that going to turn out? Well, that's the lowest position we've ever been since I took charge. After 3 games, we've only have 4 points and we sit down in 12th. It was all about the chances we missed. Exactly. And we had plenty of them. The fact that we're now starting to struggle against the lower teams is something that's never been there before. We've always just got through them games, but that is a problem now. And it's a problem we need to try and fix because we can't sign anyone else. It's unlikely we'll be able to sign anyone in the winter transfer window. And we're going to have to see what happens. We follow our loss against Lazio with the game against Milan. The hope is here that we can turn it around with a win. We need some performances, so we're going to rotate the squad. And the squad that we're going to go with is Tchaikovsky in goal, Bragi, Todibo, Milinkovic and Odriozola at back. Pretty much keep their places. Koopmeiners, Polgar and Zarracho in midfield, Kwame, Jota and Šeško up front. Seen as Vlahovic isn't exactly striking the ball quite as well at the moment, we may as well alternate and try Šeško to see if he can provide us something a little bit different. It's a strong team from Milan. One that we could find tough. I think we've done well against them in the past, really. They haven't performed to their best so far in this save. Generally struggling to get into the top 7. I'm currently sitting in 9th. We'll head straight in. It's Milan who have the opportunity early on, but Šeško picks it up. He plays it to Jota. He comes forward. He has to go wide though. He's pushed out. It's a poor ball, but Bragi collects it. Zarracho, Koopmeiners, Polgar. I think we've got a foul just outside the box. A little bit of a fight happening around the referee to try and figure out what's happening. It's a penalty review. I don't think it was a penalty. Taking a long time for VAR, and it has been awarded. I'm not sure I've seen anyone inside the box there. Polgar steps up, reliable as ever. It's 1-0. He'll be out here to make a real statement. He's not started in the past 3 games. You'll be wondering why. But Milan now, the corner. Polgar just about does enough to get it over, but Tonali's got it outside the box. patient play, build up, bias. Back to Tonali. Thought we could maybe have nicked it there, done a little bit better, but Theo fires it in, and Jota collects it now. We've got a chance to break. Plays it forward to Zarracho. Zarracho keeps coming down this left hand side, back to Biraghi. Jota to Biraghi again. To the byline. Now Zarracho. Opportunity to get this ball in the box. He does so. It's Kwame that's there. He plays it down. Shesko has a chance, but his shot is blocked. Biraghi with the corner. Kalulu looked like he headed that clear, and Shesko's got in somehow off the rebound. Let's see that on the replay. So the ball comes in. Shesko actually hits it off Kalulu, and then Milenkovic finishes it off. It's 2-0. And I hope that we can keep on pushing. But Milan immediately reply. It's 2-1 straight away from the corner. It's a near post corner. Didn't they say they were reduced in effectiveness? Well, we have been the better team in all the stats except really pulling away from Milan in terms of goals. A familiar story in these first 4 games. And it's Jota that's having a poor game this time. Bring on Origi. Time to make a few more changes. Everyone's pretty much dead on their feet. Bring on the pace of Palacios. Not quite as fast as I thought it was. And Vlahovic. Nice little sub to have. Also reduced to control possession. Going to try and see this game out now in the last 5 minutes. Well, that was a big win for us. We looked like we pretty much controlled that game. 2-1 doesn't really do us justice, but the result is what matters. That result sees us go back up to 6th place, a little bit more respectable. And it's Bologna who have taken the early lead. Wow, 9 goal difference. 10 points early on after only 4 matches. Zebra, Inter, Lazio all up there, Atalanta as usual. Those are the teams which we normally compete against. Bologna not so much. And this is how our season currently looks after 4 games. We sit in 6th. We're about to kick off our European Champions Cup campaign, which will be in the next episode. After a bit of a mixed bag of a start to this season. In the episode we will have the Lille game and the Zebra game. Both of these really big games for us at the start of the season. The hope is that we've actually added some quality to this team and that it's going to kick on. But all we can do is find out. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.